Ride through the city like Brendan Schaub. I'm on a mission to get it all. Ride through the city like Brendan Schaub. If you ain't thick, please don't get involved.
And now, Brendan Thick Boy Schaub.
We're up right now. What's up, kids? How is everybody? Ooh, I get a mess of old cans here. How we doing, y'all? It is Monday, July 20th, 11 a.m. on the dot. Your boy's on time, as usual. We were late one episode last week, just by a little bit. But we usually pop in at 11 a.m. How's everybody? What do I got here today? I got this at my gym. Bubblicious Ghost. See how this goes. Wait. How much caffeine's in this bad boy? 200 milligrams. We're cooking. That's not bad. How we doing, everybody? Everyone good? We'll get to the super chat at the end of the episode. What we got on the docket today, we will break down DDP, Usman, all of the McMillan, all of the UFC cock card in OKC, and then we will get some RAF. You have a big same big is a little exaggerating, but you got a card, a fight night this weekend as well. There will not be shows on Thursday and Friday this week. I head out onto LA on Wednesday with the fam. Ooh, that's tasty. Bubblicious. Not mad at that. Not mad at that. Might stroke out by the mid-app, but that's all good. Toughest names of all time on this fight card. Where's it at, Jen? I know it's Saturday morning. Chances of me watching it live. It's 11 a.m. and it is in Abu Dhabi. All right. Gamrat Salkid coming up. Then you have the big pay-per-view, Islam, Machado, Gary. And then Fluffy, RoboCop, great fight. Okay. We got some good fight nights. Let's get to it, though, man, because this past weekend on Saturday, you had a great fight night. Compared to what we got at the beginning of the year, these fight nights have been cooking. The UFC's been cooking, straight up. When they deserve criticism, your boy will do it, but there's not much criticism on this end lately with the UFC. DDP, Kamaru Usman, we'll jump right to the main event, and then we'll get to it. Surprisingly, DDP was not the star of the night. CLD was not the star of the night. Chase Hooper, not the star of the night. Fatima Kline, there's argument she was the star of the night. She did phenomenal, and she's for sure one of your next UFC champions. Your star of the night, your MVP of the night was Tommy McMillan. We will get to him. We will get to that talented young man. Jumping right into the main event with DDP, Kamaru Usman. Kind of what I expected. If you listen to the show on Thursday, the show on Monday, I like the matchup for DDP after taking that loss like he did against Khamzat. He obviously has some things he needs to work on in his game. So coming back to a Kamaru Usman who's not a true 185er, predominantly known as a wrestler, but as of late doesn't wrestle a ton. I mean, he did in his last fight because it was such an easy path to victory. But in general, for Kamaru Usman, it's just a tough night in the office. You're fighting a much bigger, larger, true 185er, really a 205er disguised as a 185er. It was just a lot for Kamaru Usman. And before I get to how good DDP looked, hats off to Kamaru Usman. I didn't watch that fight and go, oh, God, DDP's beating up a washed Kamaru. No, I went, okay, tried 185. He did it, when he fought Khamzat and had a good showing. But he's just not an 85er. There's weight class for a reason. The narrative these days, especially some UFC commentators push this. Some people who are in my lane will push this. Like, I don't know why guys even cut weight. They're just compromised when they're cutting weight. Or it's their ideal fighting weight. Or when they cut down weight, It's their ideal fighting weight with speed, weight advantage, technique. There's weight classes for a reason. I hate when people always complain about weight classes. For Kamaru Usman, he's the perfect welterweight. His body's built for welterweight. That's where he thrives. 85, the guys are too big. He doesn't have the power there, and it's just not ideal for him. But if you watch the fight, my takeaway was Kamaru's washed. My takeaway was Kamaru's still very tough. Are his knees shot? Yeah, and he's compromised when it comes to his style of wrestling. But I think he could still do some damage at welterweight. I really think he has 2 to 3 fights left at welterweight. Him versus JDM. JDM being a great wrestler and has some mental issues, they need to get over the hump of. That's a great fight. JDM, Kamaru Usman. I would probably lean towards Kamaru in that fight, to be honest with you. Mentally, there's nobody tougher than Kamaru. He just couldn't find the answers for DDP. I would also ask this to his team. The game plan was to sit on the outside and strike with the larger fighter who's unorthodox. Like, what was the game plan? And Trevor Whitman, obviously, the game plan he came up with Justin Gaethje over Ilia Topuria was amazing. He's had some great nights, great game plans. This isn't on Trevor Whitman. I would just be curious, what was the game plan going in? Jabbing on the outside, trying to pick DDP apart? Like, how did you see your path to victory here with that game plan? The game plan couldn't be keep it on the feet. That's just a bad idea with a much larger, stronger, younger, fleet of foot fighter in DDP. But overall, I thought Kamaru Usman looked pretty damn good. You would not watch and go, oh, he's washed. Now, did he lose 50-45? Yeah, he did. 49-46? Okay, I don't care. If you want to give him the 5th, I guess. You're really just giving him the 5th out of sympathy, because he didn't get absolutely annihilated in the 5th. He kind of put up a fight and didn't get knocked out. So you're like, man, look at him go. He's still here. So you give him the 5th. Okay, that's fine. For Kamaru Usman, when they read off 50-45, he's like, what? You got to give him a little bit of credit. He's definitely concussed. I think he got rocked every single round and almost put out on his feet multiple times every single round. So you're not going to be all there. The punch to the eye where he thought it was a finger poke, more of just a veteran move, really. Maybe he did think it was a punch, but either way, he's recovering, getting time, and he's rocked. Remember, also, he's concussed. So you're going to do what you can to get your wits about you. That's just a vet. That's a vet in that scenario. I'm telling you, I didn't watch that and go, man, Kamaru's super done. You don't watch that like you watched a Nate Diaz last fight or Tony Ferguson or some of these guys, and you know who I'm talking about. We're like, oh, my God, get him out of there. No way. Kamaru lasted 5 rounds, was with one of the best 185ers on the planet, a top 2 probably, top 3 easily, has 2 wins over the current champion. He's a much smaller guy. He has shot knees. And, he got beat up, straight up. He got beat up, didn't get finished. Had some success towards the end of the fight, but it was even in his prime, that'd been a nightmare for him. There's just not a lot of easy paths to victory for him against DDP. For a lot of people, there's not. Let alone a welterweight bloating up to 185. It was just a recipe for disaster for him. So for Kamaru, man, I'd like him go back to 70. I think there's a lot of meat left on the bone there. Kamaru, Bilal's fun. You got two former champs. Kamaru, Bilal, JDM's a good one. There's some substance there. There definitely is for Kamaru. He did not look washed. For DDP, perfect fight to come back to after what happened with Khamzat. Now, my one kind of negative of this with DDP and Kamaru, my takeaway isn't, oh, DDP looks so much better and he definitely closed up all the holes in his game. It's just tough to tell against Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman and Khamzat's wrestling styles are polar opposite, especially at the age of Kamaru now with the shot knees. It's just different. The shots of Khamzat, the explosive double from the outside, the running the legs, it's just a different style of wrestling. Now, when Kamaru did attempt wrestling, DDP, he looked good. But he's going against a much smaller guy. It looked like he was doing the right things, the right techniques, but we really didn't find out a whole lot about that. I don't know if we are till he fights a high-level guy like Khamzat when it comes to middleweight. So that I didn't leave going, he's ready to go and beat Khamzat. I didn't leave this fight saying that. I went, yeah, he looked good. His whole thing was composure. When he was like, yeah, this is what a real fighter looks like, this composure. It's like, that was never your issue, really. His issue's never been just doing bonehead stuff and rushing in and, jumping the gun. It's like, maybe you've done that a few times, but it was never like a lingering issue that I needed an answer to. He looked good. I would have liked to see him go for the finisher, especially with a smaller guy. You're not in as much danger, so I think you could risk a little bit and get Kamaru out of there. Easier said than done, especially if you're vying for a title shot. Being Kamaru after this long layoff in a decision win, does it get him a title shot? No. Your next title shot's going to be Khamzat and Strickland in December. Can guarantee you that. So for DDP, he's kind of the odd man out right now because he has 2 wins over the current champ. He got washed by Khamzat. You got Imavov there. Word on the street is they're doing Imavov and Pyfer. That's the word on the street. So for DDP, bring up the 85 rankings. He's 1 away. If they want to do like a title eliminator, you could do Imavov versus him. Everyone's like, Imavov deserves it. It's like, but we just don't care. Yeah, I think unfortunately, at least in the current time, DDP is not going to get a title shot. You have Strickland, Khamzat, Imavov, Joe Pyfer, and then DDP, Brendan Allen, I would assume. I'd assume that's what they do. I know for a fact you're getting Khamzat, Strickland. The Joe Pyfer, pretty good source, told me that against Imavov. So then DDP, he's after that loss, he's going to have to wait. It's also tough for the UFC because let's say DDP goes out there and starts Kamaru Usman in 30 seconds and demands a title shot. The problem there is he has 2 wins over the champ. And then if he were to beat Strickland, what do? It kind of messes things up. So he's going to be not on ice, but he's 1 or 2 away from a title shot. That's what they're going to do there. Now, I was with your boy Eric Nixick on Friday. Him, Strickland, Chris Curtis, and the gang came down to Ways to Well. I did the live show on Friday, drove down, saw them. Strickland just left. I got there late. I probably got there an hour later than I thought I would. Strickland was already causing a ruckus in downtown Austin. But to me, it's like when there's no cameras or there's no agenda, that's the best. And Nick Sick's my boy. So it's like you get the best conversation. You find out really what's going on. Some of the stuff they told me about Khamzat, because he was in their training camp, it's just, buddy, it's interesting. The whole camp dynamic is interesting. I'll put it that way. Those boys are cooking. We talked Francis. We talked Khamzat. Bunch of different stuff. Those boys are cooking. I think if let's say my kiddos were fighters and they were just getting ready to get into MMA, Nick Sick's the guy. That's the one-stop shop. I literally think he's the best doing it right now in the world from top to bottom. You look at his resume, you look at the roster, you look at the personalities he has to deal with. A lot of it's about relationships, and Nick Sick's just very, very good at it. Very, very good at it. Very good at it. But yeah, so back to DDP Kamaru. I'm doing JDM, Bilal. DDP, If Pyfer's if that doesn't happen with Imavov, you do DDP, Imavov. But Imavov, Pyfer, and DDP aren't getting the title shot next. I know that for a fact. And that's what you get. With CLD, Jared Cannonier, man, for CLD, he's just messes right now. It's just like that Jared Cannonier fight set up for him to pull off a highlight reel knockout, and he's just over committing to his punches, would rock him and then engage in the clinch. Go to his record for me, Chin. Let me turn on this freaking fan. Jeez, it's hot. Yeah, CLD. Yeah, that boy's won a bunch in a row. So he's won 2, so 5. Shit, he's won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's won 7 out of his last 8. He had some great knockouts against Tulio, against Eric Anders. He had some good knockouts. I'm worried when he goes against higher competition because he was ranked what? Where was he at before? Let me see his background, Chin. I know he played professional basketball. Duncan England was out. Yeah, had dreams of making the NBA, but after high school he stopped playing. Okay, so didn't play high level basketball. I played basketball in high school. Yeah, I'm his ceiling, that's my thing. My ceiling on him. I just think when he goes against tougher guys, I'm just not seeing it. Go back to 85 rankings. When you look at 85, so he was ranked 12. He beat Jared Cannonier at 11. It's going to get weird for him after this. So he fought RoboCop, lost by decision. Oh, I'll tell you what they're going to do. They might do CLD versus Izzy. That's the only, and that's a tough fight for him. That's the only fight that would make sense in the top 10. And outside that, it's going to be tough for that gentleman to get a win. It's going to be very tough. You do both CLD, it'd be a nightmare for him. It's going to be very tough for him to get a win. It's going to be tough. He's one of my favorite guys to watch when he has the right matchup, but it's with the experience, stuff like that, overcoming his punches. It's going to be tough. Go back to the fight night for me, Chin. Chase Hooper did what he's supposed to do. I think he was, 3-1 favorite. So, he's still building, still cooking. These next two stole the night. The next two stole the night over CLD, over Chase Hooper, over even DDP and Kamaru Usman, two former, one welterweight champion, one middleweight champion. Fatima Kline and Tommy McMillan stole the show. Fatima Kline looked so damn good. So freaking good. Especially in that strawweight division. She doesn't have a long ways to go before she's your champion. I bet she's 2 away before she's fighting for a title. She is such a problem, and her demeanor and just good at everything, her wrestling, her striking, long for the division. She is such a freaking problem. Her and Tommy McMillan, now Fatima's ranked and she's fighting ranked girls, so they're a little bit on a different path, but that strawweight division's so thin, she's going to be just fine. But the theme with Fatima and Tommy, it's like, and again, I'm not trying to put Tommy McMillan on the same Fatima train because she's 5 steps ahead. She's literally 2 away from a title shot, and she could probably beat everybody up right now. Tommy's not there yet. But when you get a special individual like Tommy McMillan, and I see it online, I've heard people in my space break it down, and, oh, he's not world champ material. Oh, I'd love to see go against, let me see the featherweight rankings. Did I? Yeah, I should go to the featherweight. So if you look at featherweight, like, oh, I'd love to see him against Diego Lopez or Mosar Ivalov. Oh, I'd love to see, let's see how he handles Aljo Sterling. It's like, hold on. He's had 2 fights. This is the problem with the MMA fan base. This is the problem. You got a new shiny toy and you want to go fuck it up. The kid checks all boxes. And you know how when Francis came into the UFC and Dane, everyone's like, we need to start going to Africa and get these guys. They all look like Francis. Yeah, whatever, do your thing. That clearly never happened. Take your ass to Montana. Clearly, there's something in that goddamn water in the state of Montana. Those boys can fight, and they're tough as nails, and they have star quality. There's something going on in Montana, and it ain't just the show Yellowstone. Them motherfuckers are tough, dude. And they got skills, and he's training with Sugar Sean O'Malley, who's from Montana. For those of you that didn't know, he's not from Arizona. He's from Montana. There's something going on in the water there, and this Tommy McMillan, Tommy Guns, checks all boxes, and y'all trying to throw him to freaking, I'd love to see him against freaking Arnold Allen. It's like, fuck, dude, slow down. Slow down. You got Fatima, you got Tommy Guns. You got to let him cook a little bit. Again, Fatima's a little further ahead. She's beating ranked opponents. But Tommy McMillan, we can build this kid on fight nights. If you remember, that was the UFC's business plan back in the day. Diego Sanchez on fight nights, Leonard Garcia, Donald Cerrone. These fight nights are A, they're awesome, and B, it builds an organic fan base. They don't have to be on these huge number cards anymore. They don't have to be co-main events or main events. Tommy McMillan, just build him on the fight nights. Build that following. Build it. He's must-see TV. He actually has real animosity against his opponent, not this fluff bullshit like Khamzat Strickland did or a lot of these guys do to gain attention. He's taking a page out of the Diaz bros, right? He's throwing the middle finger. He even wall whooping his ass. He's like, where's all the talk now? What's up now, dude? Just beating the brakes off of him. He's a high volume puncher. Was this the toughest fight for him? No. He's fighting an undersized guy. But my thing is, when you see potential like this, when you see, oh shit, we might have something here. And then the UFC fan base goes, toss him to Arnold Allen. It's like, whoa. Did we not learn our lesson with Darren Till? Did you not learn your lesson with Sugar Sean O'Malley? Meaning they slow played it, and now you have this massive star who was a former world champion. Sage Northcutt. Did we not learn anything with Sage Northcutt? This kid can do it, but he has to take the necessary steps. He has to. Now, Gable Stevenson, a little different. Thinner division, former gold medalist. That's different. Tommy McMillan, let him cook until he reaches the perfect temperature. Take him out of the oven, and we're all enjoying it. Otherwise, you're going to take it out of the oven too early, and you're going to fuck everything up, and nobody's going to be happy. But Tommy McMillan, even his coach going, we want Brian Ortega next. When I heard that, I'm like, God damn it. You don't want that for him. And when he got on the mic and was like, throw me a Mexican. You're like, bro, this kid has it. I love to see it. There's nothing better. I've always said this. There's nothing better than when you're along for the ride on a young UFC prospects come up, but they're actually making the mark. They're checking the boxes. They're passing the tough tests. When they're doing that, there's nothing better in sports. There's nothing better. And it's rare. Can Tommy McMillan do it? I don't know. First guy in a long time, though, that you get excited about. You're like, oh, shit. Yeah. And for the hardcores, like, oh, I see a little bit of Nate Diaz in there. Oh, I see a little bit of Sugar in there. I see a blend. That's fun to me. That's dope. But I don't like give him Brian Ortega. It's like, oh, you're fucking it up. Because he's not getting paid to fight the Brian Ortegas. That's number one. Number one is he's not making Brian Ortega pay. So that's just dumb to rush a kid into that type of matchup. It's just uneducated about the sport. Two, he's not there yet. He's not there. I don't give a fuck what he did previously outside the UFC. Let him get his feet wet in the UFC. Because, Alberto Montez, a blown-up featherweight. The guy's not really – so, yes, great. The most punches land, all that, all good. Checks every box, the tenacity, the technique, all good. But, we got to take it one notch at a time. One notch at a time. I always say this, it's a marathon, not a sprint, especially when a young flower, you got to water that flower. Y'all trying to dump an entire freaking gallon on the kid. You got to let this flower trickle, buddy. You got to let it trickle because you got one, Tommy Guns. You got one. It's so tough to find somebody that can fight and has personality and is an actual fighter, not just an athlete coming into the UFC because they failed at other sports. When you actually have a fighter's heart, a homegrown fighter from Montana, and he's with a good camp, and he checks the box, he gets it, and he's flipping off, and he actually has bad blood going into the octagon. Dude, don't fuck it up, y'all. Let him cook. Let Tommy Guns cook. Again, him and Fatima are different. Fatima, if she was a stock, I would bet on her to be world champion. Tommy, way too soon. I don't know. I'm not ready to declare him world champion with a win over Montez, But, all right, there could be something there. You got a star. Build him on the fight nights. Send him to New Mexico. Send him to Colorado. Send him to OKC, which they did. Send him to New Orleans. Build that organic fan base, and because people are going to love him. People are going to love this kid. Because, again, in today's UFC, you have a lot of guys who are athletes who, whatever, didn't make it in other sports or whatever, and they came over to the UFC, and you can get attention really fast because you're more athletic than most fighters. Cool. But when you get an actual fighter, like Tommy's down to fight tomorrow. Tommy's down to fight, what do you say? Throw me a Mexican at UFC Noches. When you get an actual fighter it's not just about the money. It's about hurting people and landing punches. It's very rare these days. Most kids want the followers, the TikTok dances, the chicks, the sponsors. They want to fight once a year. They're worried about injuries in their face, and they're on peptides, and they're doing this shit. When you get an actual fighter, he's going to go really far if you don't mess it up. And I'm telling you, by watching that kid, we got a real fighter. We got a real fighter who's also entertaining. Oh, my God, we haven't had this in a hot second. Do not fuck it up, y'all. Give the kid some time. That's all I'm saying. Israel Elliott looked fantastic. I think it might be the most takedowns ever at 145. He looked good. He's going to be a problem. But again, if you're a UFC fan, all this is awesome. Everyone complains, why isn't the UFC building stars? Where's the young kids? You're looking at them. They're coming. It's hard to find them. Everyone wants to fight till they get punched in the face. It's hard to find these guys and ladies. You found a few of them. Even with Damon Anderson, he's going to be a stud. I know he lost that night. He's going to be a stud. Austin Bashi, going to be a stud. There's a lot of young prospects on here that everybody should be paying attention to. They're going to be tough, man. They're going to be your future stars. Get on the train now. And not just because, they're going to be winners. Get on the train now because there's nothing better in sports than when you find a young guy, 1 or 2 fights in the UFC, and you're along for the ride. Get on the ride. That's all I'm saying. Fight of the night, DDP, Kamaru Usman. Interesting. That was such a... Okay. Performance of the night, Tommy McMillan. Wow, they didn't give Fatima fight of the night or performance of the night. Okay, that's weird. What were you saying, Chin?
I said just one-sided. Even though Usman was doing, he held up, but it was mostly a one-sided beating, so it wasn't necessarily like a fight of the night kind of thing.
No, that's not fight of the night. I mean, I guess ass whooping of the night you get an award.
Yeah.
Performance of the night, Fatima. I mean, kidding me? Tommy, he got it obviously, but Israel, it's gonna be a problem. Damon Anderson, yeah. So these fight nights, man, a lot of them don't get a ton of attention, but man, those boys are cooking, and ladies. Fatima Kline's gonna be a effing problem, man. Great fight night. I enjoyed every minute of it. Loved all of it. You had RAF too, which is stealing probably more attention than the UFC cock.
Yeah.
Because you had Ben Askren compete, right, and retire. And you have, Bilal and Colby. Colby beating Armin. I think maybe it was on Kalshi, one of those. I don't know if DraftKings has all, but someone had the odds. You don't have to go to the odds, Jim. But
No,
they had Colby Covington. Armin was favored at I want to say it was like a minus 2,000 when this got announced. That's how big of an underdog Colby was. But you forget, Armin doesn't have the traditional freestyle background. Colby was All-American at Oregon State, bigger guy. I thought he was going to give Colby a lot more problems. Colby just knows the game. He knows the sport. So he was getting his points because he plays this game. And there's a way to do it, and Colby beat him.
Yeah, and people that, like me, I don't know wrestling. I didn't know what I was watching. I was like, oh, okay, Colby's on top. Should be good. That's all I could see. But then they're like, point.
Yep. Yeah, Colby knows the game. Beat him at the game, And that's what it is. Good for Colby. Colby slowly becoming the face of RAF, and now I love it because him and Bilal got into it horribly, and they're like, cool, you guys are fighting, was it next week? Because it's different than the UFC because they're wrestling, so they can do it right away.
Yeah, I think it started off with just Colby talking about how Bilal looks. Like his face, his nose, and all that stuff.
Colby with the pressers been crushing some of his one-liners.
But yeah, just a little scuffle, nothing crazy.
Now in wrestling, Colby's gonna beat him up pretty bad. Colby's gonna handle him pretty good. MMA, different. I'd probably side with Bilal right now in MMA, but they're not gonna fight in the UFC.
No. And what did you think, like honestly, when Bilal was wrestling Askren? Do you think he was kind of letting him, right in the beginning?
As he should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even someone that doesn't wrestle, I just kind of felt that too.
Yeah. And then he remember Ben went up a few points, and then right at the end, Bilal pulled it out.
Yeah, like he had to win, and dude, did you feel I was like, when Ben was like breathing hard and bending over, I was like, oh my God, I don't want to watch this, dude. Like,
I know. Good for him, though. Good for him getting it done. Just an absolute legend. What's this, Jen?
Oh, no, that was just the RAF stuff. The Colby retired. Ben Askren retired. Yeah, putting his shoes on the mat.
And now Armin, right? He lost to Colby. All good. But he's with the UFC, I want to say today, signing his contract because they're going to announce. So UFC Noches, they posted the card, but without the main event. Word is it's Diego Lopez or somebody. And then they're going to announce Charles versus Armin 5-round in Los Angeles. It says, do you want to know who else is rumored to fight? Let's see how good ChatGPT is.
Oh, this is the Google version.
Yeah, you get Armin and Charles for 5 rounds in LA. Yeah, I mean, those aren't rumors. Those are all confirmed, but that's fine. Yeah, I mean, it's a good card. It's a good card. Yeah, you can get Lopez on there.
Yeah,
they love Lopez on a no-chess card. But yeah, you're gonna.
They love him everywhere.
Yeah, they love him wherever they can get him in. Pause. But you're gonna get Armin Sarukian and Charles Oliveira for 5 rounds in Los Angeles. The Armenians will sell that bitch out. I think Armin wins that. And then it's just kind of a toss-up right now because the lightweight divisions, it'd be so much more of a clear path if Justin Gaethje just retired, to be honest with you. If you just retired, it's like, all right, you do Armin Charles for the vacant belt, and then we're cooking. Then the boys are running. Mm-hmm. You can do Ilya and Patty. All right, this all makes sense. So Justin's just kind of waiting around, waiting for that big matchup. So I don't know. I think he was hoping, obviously, Conor performed well. Are you going to wait 2 years? Conor confirmed he has a torn ACL.
He said ACL and meniscus.
Meniscus, whatever. The ACL is the bad one. This is a quote from him.
Yep, this is from him directly.
Update, it was an ACL meniscus. It is the same injury as the first Holloway fight. Jesus, only this time opposite leg. Quite shocking. I returned to competition within 9 months to fight Diego Brando back then. Buddy, that was 15 years ago. You're a lot older now. With today's regenerative medicine advancement and improved training methods, it is within my realm to return by next summer. No. I'm walking without a crutch, leg extension machine the other day, so no issues. So I can walk without aid. Yeah, he's out 2 years.
2 years, huh?
2 years. I think so. At his age, probably 2 years. Now he might rush it, come back by next summer.
That would be a bad idea, though. Huh? If
He
it's
wants
not,
to get out of that contract, though, so we'll see what happens. If you're Gaethje, do you wait for that? If you're Max, do you wait if I'm Max, why not? Yeah, I'll chill. Play video games, hang out with my son, surf and shit, watch my girl surf. I'll wait 2 years.
We have that, too, the Real Housewives of UFC. We'll talk about that in a bit.
Yeah, I'm chilling. What else you got?
Yeah, this whole thing with Patty the Batty.
Oh, dude. So first of all, I love this. So MobLand is one of my favorite shows. Even they're only going to do 3 seasons because Tom Hardy and the director hate each other. All good. Wish they'd figure out so it keeps continuing. But this headline says, UFC fighter Patty the Batty Pimblett's 52-second win may have landed him a TV role. The producers of MobLand reportedly contacted the UFC CEO Dana White the day after his victory about joining the cast. That would be so sick.
He's perfect for it, right?
So good.
I saw clips of it, and it's like he would fit in perfectly.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite shows. He drives that RS6 wagon, too. Oh, it's sick. Yeah, Patty on there would be awesome. Don't let distract you from getting this bell, Patty. Let's not
That's
become,
the problem.
Come on now. What else you got, Jen?
Volkan Ozdemir, he popped for EPO, and I mean he's taking responsibility for it, but this it's a very, very long thing. But he's taking responsibility for it, and I think it's like a 16-month or 12-month suspension.
EPO is a serious offense, and that's not. It's a little different when guys get busted with like synthetic testosterone or so those weird cursors that pop up. Like EPO it'd be hard to confuse that with anything else.
Yeah.
So Volkan Ozdemir has released a lengthy statement revealing he tested positive for EPO after taking this episode on the advice of a healthcare professional he met through Instagram.
There you go.
Smart. While recovering from ankle surgery. That doesn't make sense. Ozdemir accepted full responsibility. Zach said he made the biggest mistake of his life. 16-month suspension. God, get on EPO after ankle surgery. That just doesn't add up. Also, finding a doctor off Instagram, probably not the smartest when you're a professional fighter, but all good.
Yeah, but I mean, the underground stuff, people have access to things, and sometimes you go with
EPO,
it.
you do not want to get underground. But the other issue, that thing will kill you. But the other issue is, here's the straight up truth. So EPO would be like brown belt or black belt level PD. You got to be pretty on your shit.
Oh yeah, remember the whole you have to get your
EPO's
blood
like
out.
what Lance Armstrong and those boys and those boys take so much of it. They have to wake up in the middle of the night, get on the bike because their blood will get too thick and can kill you. Like EPO's the real deal. EPO's especially if you're doing it a lot. You're talking, you got your black belt and PDs.
Yeah.
So whenever I hear someone tested positive for EPO, I go, interesting. You don't go from drinking green juice and taking creatine to EPO, if you follow me.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You follow me?
I got you.
You're not going to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're not going to go from the kiddie pool to big wave surfing. Right? You're not just going to jump in big wave surfing without knowing how to swim previously, if you catch my drift.
I'm trying to see his. Let's see here. Let's look at how active he is.
But again, whenever these guys get busted with stuff, I don't hold anything against them. Yeah. Oh, you assume the rest of the division is not fucking around? Fun. That must be fun for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, all I'm saying, you don't just jump in to the PD pool and take EPO for the first time. That's black belt shit.
Yeah, I hear you.
What
Okay.
else you got, pal?
The Real Housewives of the UFC. So this clip is making the rounds again. This is a podcast that Max Holloway's girlfriend at the time, I think. No, they're probably married this time. She had a podcast with this Hawaiian-looking dude, and they're talking about how they met.
Not look any more Hawaiian.
And then she was talking about how they met, Max and her, and then I'll just play this clip real quick.
But yeah, so I reached out to him. I was like, hey, I need to find a gym. He works out Tactical. Darren Yap, he's awesome. He's a hard ass though. Yeah. But he sent me that direction. He's like, hey, like we should hang out. And I already knew where this was going. I was like, damn, I think I fell for the trap. Whoa. Like I think he was doing this for 5 years now. Like he would come to my birthdays.
Persistent.
Oh, he would tell you, what's the saying, love? Huh?
Consistency.
No, he's saying, I'm just.
Consistency.
And he says, I'm planting the seed.
You can ask one of my friends, Micah Nakagawa, Brandon Martin, our friends that know each other. But I'd always be like, right to her on top of one of her stories, you know what I mean? And she leave me on red. I was like, bro, she left me on red. She let me see song.
He was very persistent.
Not even read them. Would have given me no hope. Like, man.
I respected Max though. I know he was a great athlete from what I've heard. Again, I never watched UFC, nothing.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was a big deal till I got home, and then everybody's like, "Yeah, Max, how's it going? Can I get a picture?" Blah blah. I'm like, "Oh, shoot, are you?" I didn't say anything to him. I was like, "Oh, this guy must be, a big deal." So I had one of my friends be like, they were like, "Oh, you're hanging with Max? Do you not know he's like a big deal here?" And I was like, "Oh, really?" He's like, "He's about to fight too." And I was like, "Oh, cool." I was like, all right, I'll do my research. I was like, oh, dang, I didn't know.
Yeah.
But I didn't see that. Like, I just thought he was a really nice guy. And, again, very persistent.
Why is this a problem?
Yeah, which was...
So people are like, she finally committed to him after she found out he's a star?
Exactly. So, the
Stupid.
whole, it's kind of like, it's almost like the Akash Singh, Ian Machado Guerrero, like they have that little thing where their wives or whatever in control or whatever. They're just saying that she wouldn't have given the time of the day until she found out he was like this famous.
No, that's one way to look at it.
But it's so crazy that this makes the rounds now.
Of course, because there's, why? Because there's nothing going on right. To be honest, I do this for a living. There's not a ton going on in the UFC world. We're not getting any big matchups. This weekend's card, nobody can pronounce the name except for John Anik. So it's like there's not a ton going on. So here comes I always can tell. Here comes the Real Housewives of MMA. Yep. Here we go. Oh, Max Holloway's wife does an interview where she says for 5 years she played hard to get. Then when she found out Max is a UFC stud, she finally commits. There's that story for Bravo and E and TMZ and all these other bullshit outlets. Or there's a story that she was a professional surfer and wasn't ready to commit for 5 years, and then finally gave Max a chance, and they got together and they're fucking married happily.
And they look happy as hell.
There's also that, you fucking idiots. There's also that, which is normal. She's a professional athlete, head down grinding because she's a professional surfer, and just knew Max is a bit of a fuckboy too, probably focused on that thing in girls. She's probably heard stories on the fucking small island and was like, I don't want to get involved in this, or I don't want that to take my attention away from surfing. He has a kid and all this shit, probably didn't want to commit to it. And then eventually he's like, all right, man, let's give this a go. Oh my God, they hit it off. Oh my God, that's how normal relationships work. Oh my God, they're happily married and they're both awesome. There's also that.
Yeah.
And that's the truth.
Yeah, that's why I want to point this out. Yeah. And then also Max, it got to the point where Max had to reply to it.
He responded?
Yeah.
Here's the context. She was engaged while leaving me on red for 5 years. Okay. So if anything, I'm an ass that kept reaching out. Live by the code, though. If you have a boyfriend and he can't defend your honor, you have a girlfriend.
That's tough, dude.
She was a professional surfer and actually really good at it. She has her own money. Get the full story before just watching clips and edited parts.
Yeah.
Women going on podcasts and especially when it's about them, it's nothing good can come out of it.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Nothing good can come. Look at Akash, obviously different. Look at Akash.
Completely different scenarios.
Gary. There's a reason.
Yeah, completely different scenarios. But it's just when their girls go on some podcasts, whatever.
And it's not it's like Joanna's been on Fighter and the Kid, right?
Yeah.
I've never had her on here. She doesn't know shit about fighting. But Fighter and the Kid, it's my show.
Yeah.
It's Colin's show. You're in a safe environment. There's no like, oh, so when you and Brendan got together, no, get the fuck out of here. That's not happening. Nothing good can come out of it. So for Max too, but that sounds like his buddy, and his buddy's doing a good job. It's not like his buddy was rage baiting her or trying to a gotcha moment. They're clearly friends on the island or some shit. But welcome to MMA media on a slow week. I wish Max didn't even respond to it. But he's probably seen what happened in Machado. Gary and these other guys like, whoa, hold the fuck up. Yeah. No, hold up. Yeah. Oh, would she not give him the time of day for 5 years because she was in a relationship? Okay. It also doesn't make her a bad person.
No, dude, that would make me like her more.
Yeah.
I would be like, damn, she's going to do this. And
she
finally
kept
gives
shutting
me
me
a
down
chance.
because she was engaged. She was in a relationship. But, man, that's my girl. I knew she was the one. It was just a matter of time for that ended. So I stay consistent. Consistent meaning like it's not like he was texting her every day and sending her dick pics. No. He was literally, he'd show up for a birthday party. And a year would go by, he would check in. How's surfing going? Pretty normal stuff, guys. Pretty normal stuff.
The engaged guy, that's the only thing that I was like, I wasn't that down with, but still, he didn't go overboard, do anything.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
he
5
wasn't
years,
like,
he didn't
yo,
respond to
come
it.
out to dinner. She's not going out to dinner with him when she was engaged. Also, they're two famous competitors on a small island in Hawaii. So he's checking in. Yo, this sponsor, this gym. Nothing. Hey, let's do dinner tonight. Hey, why don't you come over Netflix and chill? There's none of that.
No, that's why.
Oh my God, this sounds like a normal, healthy relationship. But let's sensationalize it and get clicks and make her out to be this bad person. And Max was texting an engaged girl. You guys are such cucks. But they'll do it for the views. Anybody who makes this into what it's not, you know what you're dealing with.
I hear you.
All good. That's the game. I get it. I just don't participate in it. But I get it. I don't, I get why people do it. I don't hate on them. I get it. That's the game.
Okay, so I saw this pop up, and this is, the Charlo brothers have had like this, like weird. They're really tight, and then something happens, and it's on and off, right? They're twins, so they should be super super close. So this is a story that one of the Charlo brothers was talking about the other Charlo brother, Jermel and Jamal. It's so hard to remember which one's which.
I did a video, remember, with both of them.
Yes, when you were
the third Charlo brother.
That was so good. All right, real quick.
Brother's best friend. But guess who my brother's best friend?
What?
She is my ex-wife.
Oh man.
Wait, what?
But I'm not mad at him.
Hold on, pause it. I can't understand him.
His ex-wife is his brother's best friend.
Keep going.
At least you can be. I said, damn.
Dang, bro, that's a woof. That's a one right there.
What's like who?
What you mean?
Like currently present day, they still best friends?
They best friends.
Dang.
He go to the house and hang out and go eat and chill. The kids go over there. I don't get to see the kids.
But you have said though that during this period though, you and your brother became closer, so he was there. From what I understand, from what I heard.
Yeah, he was there. Not like I was there for him. But he was there. But he got situations that don't like me. Like, he don't, and I'm trying not to,
Yeah, take your time
do
with
what you do, but his girl don't like me.
Okay.
Y'all seen on the internet when she fought my baby mama.
I have not seen
And
it.
Caleb Plant slapped me. And it was like
Anyway, it's more the same. Basically, the
Super
thing that's
toxic.
crazy about that is like, yeah, dude, they hang out together. You know what's going on, man. So it's like, that's such a shitty thing, dude.
Wow.
This is his brother.
There's so many birds in the world.
I know.
Charlo. Like, why your brothers? Your twin brothers? That's a whole hot mess. Now that's the Real Housewives of boxing.
Yeah, that's deeper.
It's
that's real.
Yeah. That's legit. There's reasons to talk about that and show clips.
Well, I mean, you already pretty much discussed this, but Sean Strickland was out in the streets. He went up to, I don't know if we could actually play it on live. So he went up to, a group of people, one of them might be black, and he goes, I'm a real, you know
He says
what?
the N-word.
Yeah, in front of him, because I can do this. I'm a fighter. I have a gun. This and that. Blah blah. Like I was just like shaking his head.
Yeah. What was the guy that got shot doing this? Remember that guy? Chud?
Yeah, some Chud the
Chad?
Yeah, something like that.
Some shit. Yeah, Strickland's such a wild boy.
And they know he's a, you know, they know he's
The one
a
wholesome
fighter.
thing I liked is he got in an Uber. The guy didn't know UFC really well.
Oh yeah, that.
He was my favorite fighter's guy that beat Khamzat. And Strickland's like, oh, that's cool. Loudmouth though, right? Kind of annoying. He's like, yeah, I like him though. He's tough. He's like, yeah, he is tough. I love that. I like that side of Sean. This, yeah. Yeah. Did they bleep out when he says that stuff?
No, they didn't. So that's why I'm not gonna play it.
That sucks. I'd like to see it. I don't get why he does it. Canelo trashes the whole UFC. Ding, ding, ding. Time for me to clock in, kids. Let me read this. Canelo Alvarez. I see all these UFC guys talking about boxing me for a payday. Poton went last 3 rounds in my ring. Boxing is an art. MMA is just street brawling for people who can't use their hands. Interesting. Poton says, Chama, okay. You hide behind 12-ounce gloves, 10-ounce. You hide behind 12-ounce gloves and strict rules because you know what will happen if I touch your chin. In a real fight, I take you down and break your arm in 45 seconds. Stay in your safe zone. Yeah, I wonder if there's rumblings because usually when a boxer talks shit about MMA, they're trying to get something going. There must be some offer. Obviously, Poton and Canelo will never fight. That's just dumb. But so Canelo, I see all these UFC guys talking about box me for a payday. That's why they're coming after you, Canelo. They want that huge payday. That's the only reason. They know they're going to lose, but Poton went last. Oh, I wonder why he called out Poton, a guy who fought at heavyweight.
Yeah,
Poton went at last 3 rounds in my ring. Boxing is an art. Yep. MMA is just street brawling for people who can't use their hands. Canelo doesn't believe that. Canelo doesn't believe that. A guy off the Contender Series who lost the Contender Series fight would mop the floor with Canelo in MMA. Boxing, yeah, no doubt. No doubt. The only reason they're coming after you, Canelo, is because they want the payday. Because none of these guys have received that big of a payday. That's the only reason. But notice Canelo says nothing about fighting in the UFC. Notice you won't see one boxer. When they talk shit, it's always, I'll knock your ass out in the ring. Yeah, sure. That's your job. That's cool. Not one of them has ever said, well, why don't you see me inside that octagon? They know what's up.
Alrighty, I think that's it for current events, unless something pops up in your head.
Is that it? That's good, Chin. Let's go to the super chat. We got to end a little early today. Callan has some doctor shit or something like that. But it is 11:52. We will stop at 12:05. Let's get to it. What do we got, kids? How we doing, super chat?
So here's the very bottom. Tell me how high you want to go.
Let's see. Boy, go to the green. Let's start with that.
All right.
How's everybody doing, first of all? What's up? It's Slow Fit, Stona, everybody. Maverick, what up, man? Black Ross, all right, the whole crew's here. Jelly Skim, Black Ross, Slow Fit, Devin 33. All right, let's do it. Gemma here too. Batrick, welcome to the club. Gaboy UT2. Going to LA for the first time. I heard I should stay in Sunset Boulevard, not downtown. Is downtown LA that bad? Any wrecks? My recommendation wouldn't be staying downtown or Sunset Boulevard. Sunset's nice. If I were you, you could stay in Santa Monica. It's nice down there. They have the promenade to walk, and they can go. Sunset's not far from there. Sunset's nice. You know, that's like going to New York, staying on Times Square. It's cool. It's not real LA. Certain parts, listen, for the 2 options you've given me, Sunset or downtown, Sunset, dude. There's also nothing downtown. Unless you're going to a game or something like that, you don't want to be downtown. No. Downtown's horrendous, Bubba. There's nothing, and there's traffic. Listen to me right now, good boy. There's traffic 24/7. There's never a good time to leave downtown. So unless you just plan on walking everywhere and There's straight up certain streets you don't want to walk downtown. It's very dangerous. Chin lived down there, right, Chin?
Oh, yeah.
So you're going to have a much better time if you're with your girl, kids. Sunset. A lot safer. Bit of a shit show. Again, traffic nonstop, but there's things to do off Sunset. Comic Cody just in the T-Fat-K where B gave a shout out to Black Ross. That's my guy. What up? Exalted Born. Damn, Usman's hands look slow as hell, man. Still one of the best to do it. Yeah, the issue with Usman, too, it's like, remember what got him to the dance was his explosive wrestling. He was a national champ, Division II national champ. And then once that's gone, he's going to have to beat these elite-level strikers with just striking. And he's not a world-class striker. I know everyone wants to throw that term around. He's not an elite striker. He's not. He's an elite wrestler. That's his background. He's been wrestling since he was a kid. That's elite. But when you are forced to win fights based off your striking, it's gonna get really tough for him. Right by Ting says, Jen, you look cute today. Cool.
Thank you.
Maverick, yeah. Kamaru, no excuses, but here's 5 excuses, but no excuses. Again, concussed. It's a tough night in the office for him. Devin33 says, unfortunately, UFC drama like Max and Ilya and his wife is more for casuals, and it works. Same people who pick up tabloids will love that. More viewers. Yeah, no, I get it, brother. Yeah, I don't hate it. I know why they do it. It's not what we do here. I don't get it, especially the personal stuff like Ilya and his wife going through a divorce. It's like, can we talk about the fights? Comic Cody, merch updates. I'm going to rewatch on Spotify for answers after watch this live without the sound. Merch updates, yes. So I go to LA this week. I leave Wednesday. That's why there's no live show on Thursday or Friday. I'm doing a collab with Full Violence, and then I also have my own merch. So I'm trying to figure out, I wonder if I could get it up on here. If I send you a picture, Chin, can you get up on here?
I don't think you can do pictures here.
Can you not upload any pictures?
I can show them my screen real quick. So
you can show them your screen? Did I send it to you? Yeah, I sent it to you and Nick.
Oh, yeah.
I said thoughts on the new merch. It's pretty lit and the quality's really good. So I don't know if we start with that first and then I do my own. The Full Violence, the quality's so damn good. So I'm flying out to LA. They're one of the meetings I have to look at the shirt in person. But just so you guys can see what we're vibing with, it's pretty tasty. And we have a bunch of other on my own website. But we're close.
So I'll let them see it real quick.
It's pretty dope. I made a few small changes. It have flag on the sleeve. The B and the big will be capitalized. I can still probably till tomorrow I can make some changes. So if you guys have something on there that you would like, obviously don't give me some crazy logos or no shit. But if there's some changes, especially the super chat, I'll listen to you guys. If there's some changes you want on there, we can do that. Let me know pretty soon though, because I gotta lock it in when I see them in person in LA next week.
Okay, I showed them.
You showed them? Mm-hmm. All right, let me know what you guys think of it. Omar, he's talking about the Charlo brother. Is the person in the video awake? Sounds like if he woke someone up.
I know, dude.
He doesn't. Yeah. Maverick, facts, Devin, that shit pulls more people in the sport so as hardcores can keep enjoying better products. Yep. Where we at, Jen?
It's around...
Right here. There we are. Okay. Ryan by Teen. I inspired to be like Sean Strickland. All I wear is white tees and jeans now. Dude, listen, love Sean Strickland. He wears that. He ain't the first. The dude's been rocking that forever. Clint Eastwood rocked that for fucking ever. A lot of people do. It's people that go, I don't have style, but they choose white shirts and jeans. That would be a style. That's a chosen style, and it's been around forever. Maverick says, Strickland called MGK a vampire and tell him to stop being so weird. Made me wonder. Yeah, it's hilarious. Jesse the Plumber says, these boxers are so delusional when it comes to fighting. They're not. They know what's up. That's why they never do it, you know. That's why they never talk about it. Slowfit responded to Jesse about the way he talked. Got to be the CT, correct. Joe Daddy, hey B, what up? I have a torn calf muscle. What supplement should I take for recovery? I'm 37 years old, 6'2", 270. You're a thick boy. Congrats. Look at Merrick Peptides. You should be blasting BPC 157. Omar, Brendan mops the floor with Canelo. I've worked with Canelo. He is tiny. Now in boxing, he would absolutely mop the floor with me. But in real fighting, that thing would last 15 seconds. He's so – it's like wrestling my son Tiger. Puts up a fight, but come on. Drew Casablanca, how you like O'Malley's guy, McMillan? Give him top 15? No, dude. We just went over it. Can't give him top 15. Let him cook. Why we always got to do this to these guys? Did we not learn from Darren Tills, Sage Northcutt's? Don't ruin the product. Alexander Gerard, who gives DDP more problems, RoboCop or Allen? Allen. RoboCop's actually an easy night in the office for DDP. Patrick finally joined the membership, came from TK. Happy to be here. Thanks, brother. Appreciate you coming. Maverick, makes me uncomfortable when B calls us kids. Bro, there's sweaty 57-year-old man up in here. Did I call you kids? When I say kids, it's, it's usually just not you guys, Smoke_yours, welcome to the club. Marshall, enjoy LA. I've told everybody I'm working with out there, I'm working with like 7 different people I get to see. I have a heart at it too, so I miss rush hour and can get back to the kiddos. Jay Luke, boy, I was wrong about Usman wrestling the shit out of DDP. Yeah, tough. Bigger cat. He's been focused on wrestling, and, Kamaru's knees won't allow him to wrestle like that. Doc Salas, thanks, brother. I see you. Drew says, Colby must be the new face of RAF. Yeah, he's getting there, especially after beating Armin. I'm pretty sure he has equity in the company too. Maria G. Hey, Brown, he's got another clear mammogram today after being 2-time cancer survivor. Oh, good for you, girl.
Congrats.
Gamma Girl says, reminder, Brendan goes live with the chat. Any questions you have, save them for tomorrow since he's wrapping up today early. No live Thursday, Friday this week. Tap the like button. Thank you, Gamma.
Awesome.
You're right,
Thank
girl.
You,
yeah, she's right. Born Again says, missed the fights, but your boy, dude, you're good. But your boy got married, fellas. Man, I thought DDP would win, but not like that. Hard to watch, man. Smoke Yours says, brother, I've been watching since day one, but now I'm a member. Welcome. Maverick, Yo Gemma, is at 11 a.m. Central Time every day? Yep, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, except for this week. Cody says, Brendan, who's the most famous person you went to school with in Aurora? Nathan Dunlap, the Chuck E. Cheese murderer? I was I think in 4th or 5th grade when he did the shooting. Let me think. Most famous person? You're saying from Aurora, University of Colorado. University of Colorado, say Jeremy Bloom, the Olympic skier, Philadelphia Eagle, and now, just killing it in the business world. Joel Klatt's up there. From Aurora, man, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. None I can think of. Jose says, McMillan broke Nate's record for most significant strike. He's a dog. He's super dog. Sean J. Murph says, the look DC gave Usman was so funny. I didn't see it. Doc Solau says, one of the members was saying Khamzat and Bo make sense. No. I know you say Bo has no hands, but it kind of excites me. Pause. Thinking of a fight now between them. Khamzat aura is gone and Bo's aura is up. It is, but again, if Bo does that, and it's, stylistically good matchup for him, right? because the wrestling, Bo beats him, then what? Then you're looking at Strickland. Then you're looking at DDP, Imovov. Like, you got to slow it down a little bit. You know, he just beat a guy outside top 15. Now we're jumping number 1 contender. It's crazy. Rafi says, would you consider Justin Gaethje world class with his boxing or just MMA? Just MMA. Just MMA. It'd be wild to list him as world class boxing. Shane Sutton, welcome to the party. We got 6 more minutes, kids. Smoke yours. You're legit my first sub. What's good? What up, man? Thank you. Patrick says, I hit a nice parlay on the fights this weekend with DDP winning as the last leg. Literally just threw together 4 favorites. Tight move, dude. Big Ben says, why is it established that the optimal training camp is 6 to 8 weeks? Why doesn't anyone get away with 3 to 4 weeks? Some do. 6 to 8 is really to focus in on the opponent and to zero in on your game plan and get in optimal shape. 8 weeks depends. So 8 weeks would be a guy who's not in the training room all the time. Some would say he's not the best training partner because that means if he needs 8 weeks, some guys do 10 to 12 weeks. That means when they don't have a fight, they're not in the gym. But a guy like six weeks to me, that's enough time to get your ass and get a game plan together. Mike Spencer, welcome to the club. Exalted Born says, DDP beats Usman, called out Sean a 3rd time. Not happening. Is the UFC entering an era where recognizable names matter more than fresh contenders? And who's the number 1 fighter you believe you can carry the company next? I just think like him fighting Strickland for a 3rd time after decision win of Usman doesn't make a lot of sense. If you were to beat Strickland, it's tough. Then you ruin Strickland, you know, as long as he's running order. Ralph says, where'd I pre-order? Thanks, brother. You guys dig him? Patty, what up, dog? I see you. What are the chances of GSP coming back for Conor? Not good. Not in terrible fight matchup for Conor. I need the merch. I like the gray one you had. Yep. So the gray one's my stuff. The one we showed you is full violence. Patty's merch can be available in UK. Bet your sweet ass. Born again. I'm buying that. Love it. C-Bet says, I live in Helena, Montana, and we got some heat coming from Montana. Be on the lookout. Most will go to Sean and Tim's gym in Arizona. That's exactly what they should do. Kevin Plunkett, please give us some athletic cut shirts. Yeah, my site will have the choice for box cuts or women's and then athletic cut. The full violence, they kind of do the boxier street vibe. Kind of what I'm wearing now a little bit. Peep says, looks good. Can we give him in white and gray? Let me talk to him. Right now, they just have the black. W. Brooks, CLD versus MVP. Let's do CLD, Izzy. Patrick says, the shirt is dope. I have some of your merch from Thick Boy days. Thanks, brother. Smoke yours. I thought he read out new members. I did, buddy. This is my 3rd time mentioning you, pal. Well, correct. That's what we're doing. Thank you. Conair style. Hell yeah, I'll take that. Shirt is cute. Thanks, girl. On the merch, can we put our own name, says Doc? I don't think so. No customization, brother. Omar says, Max has a dime on him, man. If I had to try for 5 years for that, I'd understand. Also, she wants someone who understood her busy pro athlete life, so it makes sense that seeing Max was that work. Yeah. Maverick, I worked with Canelli's Tiny. Yeah, I have a picture of me, my wife, and him, and I look like fucking Thor from Game of Thrones. I also look more Mexican than both of them. Canelo's like fighting Tiger. I'm telling you, T's 110 pounds. Canelo used to get down to 122. You know, it's not that big of a difference. Kevin Plunkett, I know you're not a big BKFC guy. I am, brother. Do you see Lorenz Hunt become a triple champ this weekend? Yeah, that knockout was fantastic. No, I love BKFC, brother. Correct, Emma. Nate Dogg, Schaub, would you do video on Spotify or is that a hassle? It's a hassle. It takes away from YouTube. There's a whole issue there with them. And Callan just got here. We got 30 seconds. NY Sports, any chance we see Khabib and RAF? They'd have to pay him such a bag. Black Ross, Armin is overrated. Brother, save that for tomorrow. Let's get into it. I'd love to hear why you think he's overrated. I would love to see that. Jake, did you see DDP call out Francis? Dude, why not? Take out the 3 African Avengers. Tomcat, what are your thoughts on Gamrot Salkid? Again, I'm a guy that slow and steady gets you to the belt for Salkid. Gamrot's such a tough night in the office. He has all the talent. I don't love it. I hope he beats him. Jelly Skim, did you see the speech by CU's new tight end coach? I did not. Please send it to me. I would love to see it. Please send it to me. The Mike Spencer Show. MMA guys think since they use their hands, they're on the same level of boxers. Let's see. You rolled out the arrows in the way. But if they spent time in the boxing gym, never plays out, amateur boxers toy MMA pros. You're correct, brother. You're correct. That's right. Mike Spencer, I swear to God it's true. Due to any real boxing gyms, I could drop names. No, no one's arguing about it. Most, I assume, especially people on this super chat and the people watching, most people know MMA guys would get beat up by like legit amateur boxers who are on their way to turning pros. But again, you know what amateur wrestler would do to any high level pro boxer. So it's just apples and oranges, brother. And the only reason to call them out is because they want money. That's why. Gamma Girl, definitely need a merch hoodie. I know, but it's 110 degrees out here. All right, guys. I will answer all the... Everyone's asked for hoodies. I'm on it. It is 12:11. I love you guys. Tomorrow, I'm going to answer every single question on the Super Chat, 11 a.m. Central Time. Same place, same time. Like, subscribe, do all the things. Love you guys. I will see you tomorrow. We'll go extra long since it's only one episode. All right, Jim? We'll go extra long tomorrow. I'm planning to go 2 hours tomorrow. All right, at least. All right, guys? That's it. I'll answer every single question tomorrow. Yeah, that's it, man. I'll keep you posted on the merch. We're cooking on that side of things. And that's it. I'm Big Brown. I'm out.